Special episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special episode where we are going to give our Money in the Bank 2025 predictions. The OTS Project Championship, the WNRN OTS Project Championship, is on the line. You can see it in the back there. It's kind of in the darkness, but you can see it. It is on the line.
It's in the shadows. It's going to be coming out the shadows.
Right.
Tomorrow.
It is. So, we are back. The last time this was defended was night 2 of WrestleMania. We kind of skipped Backlash because, unfortunately, Theo was not going to be with me. So I kind of watched it on my own. But we are back for Money in the Bank. The title's on the line. I am the current champion. Theo is looking to become a 2-time champion. He was champion for one night.
One night champion, baby.
One night. The title.
You don't know how happy I am to be that.
The title went home with him. WrestleMania night 1. It went home with him. Came right back for night 2 and stayed here at the end of night 2. So yeah, we skipped Backlash, unfortunately, but we are back for Money in the Bank. So these are going to be our predictions. We are not including Worlds Collide in our predictions. That's going to be its own thing. We will be watching it. We will be together and we will be watching it, but we're not going to include it because it's kind of its own thing. This is strictly for Money in the Bank. So as of now, we still have SmackDown tonight as we're recording this, but there's only 4 matches as of the moment. The men's Money in the Bank, the women's Money in the Bank, a tag match, and the women's IC title. So let's get right into it, starting with, I don't know the order of what this is going to be, so I'm just starting with how I have it listed. The Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line, Lyra Valkyria defending against Becky Lynch. They had a match at Backlash. Lyra won with a roll-up. My prediction, Becky Lynch is going to win.
Okay.
I thought she was going to win at Backlash. She did not. It was the roll-up. I feel like the only logical way to go here is for Becky to win because if Lyra, and I won't be mad if Lyra wins. I love Lyra Valkyria, but I feel like if she wins, then Becky just got kind of bitched this whole program. So I feel like Becky kind of has to win, as well as it's just going to add to Becky's legacy. So my prediction is Becky's going to walk out with the women's IC title.
My prediction is going to be that this match ends up in kind of I'd say maybe like I don't know how to describe it, like a no contest almost, where Lyra still walks away. Because me and my coworker were talking about this. We think that Bayley is going to show up in the match and maybe cause some sort of disqualification thing where she attacks Becky, and to where Becky technically wins, but Lyra still leaves with the championship. So I'm saying Lyra leaves with the championship, but it's by disqualification where Becky wins because she gets attacked by Bayley.
Okay. I can see that. I also could see, though, Becky winning, and at the end, after Becky wins, that is when Bayley comes back, and they kind of transition into then a Bayley and Becky feud over the title. Okay. So, yeah. The tag match, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. I am not really looking forward to this match. I'm going to be honest with you.
I predict I will not care about this match. That is my prediction.
Which is unfortunate.
It's pretty accurate.
But yeah. I'm not going to lie. I foresee Cody and Jey winning. You would think, here's the thing, if I was booking this, John Cena and Logan Paul would win because it just makes the baby faces mean more when they do win. You know what I'm saying? It sets them back. However, when sometimes I've noticed Vince did this and Triple H did this, when it's like a random kind of throwaway match like this, the baby faces kind of just win and they move on. So that's my prediction. I think Cody and Jey are going to win, even though Logan and Cena probably should win for the story. I feel like Cody and Jey are just going to win, and then they're just going to go into Cody and Cena probably in their own program.
I do kind of disagree with you there. I mean, your logic is what I'm kind of using here as a basis for my answer because I'm going John and Logan. I think that as like the heels in this match, I think there's definitely some cheating they can do. There is some like underhanded tactics they can use. I think they can definitely pick up the win here in this match. I don't really have much to say on it because, again, I haven't been too much into the whole wrestling world recently. But that's just kind of where I am with it. When I'm looking at these two teams, when I'm looking at these 4 guys, I feel like John Cena and Logan Paul can definitely pick up the win here.
All right. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquera. This is going to be match of the night, in my opinion. This is going to be a banger.
Yep.
Everyone in this match is great.
Good prediction.
Going to be great. I feel like there's multiple people that could win this match. My one thing, I love Rhea Ripley, but I do not want Rhea Ripley to win this match. That's my one thing.
She's the
no
last
offense to
person I
Rhea.
want to win this match.
Right, no offense to Rhea. I love her, but she's had the world title. She's been the past 2 years. She's been wrapped up in nothing but the world title.
Right.
So I'm saying I kind of want her to have programs away from either championship, even though she hasn't had the WWE Women's Championship really.
Need this. That's the
Right.
thing.
Right. All signs for fan wise, all signs point to Naomi winning, and I would love Naomi to win, but that's not my prediction. My prediction, I mean, anybody that knows me could probably call my prediction, but I am calling for the long shot. My prediction is Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, I the second I saw her win, I'm like, there's Cal's pick right there. I know he's obviously going to be picking her. It's honestly not a bad pick. I was definitely playing around with the idea of Roxanne Perez winning. I am going to go with the Naomi pick just because I'm a big Naomi fan. I've been loving the stuff that she's been doing ever since WrestleMania and recently. I think she's been doing some great character work. I think she could definitely have a good run with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I also do want to point out, though, in the even more long shot that Stephanie Vaquer wins this match, I'll be very happy about that.
Yeah. Like I said, anybody really other than Rhea Ripley and kind of Alexa Bliss, no offense to Alexa Bliss, but I don't really want her to win.
Right.
Anybody else I would love to see win, and I could see winning. I just feel like Roxanne, Naomi's kind of wrapped up with stuff still with Jade and Bianca. She has her own storyline going on still. Roxanne doesn't really have much going on. I mean, she does have the Judgment Day thing going on, but I don't see that lasting very long, whatever the thing is. Or if it does last long, I think the Money in the Bank aspect could just enhance the Judgment Day story to where whatever's happening, where Finn might be trying to help her cash in. I could easily see spots where to progress the story, she goes to cash in and maybe Dom stops her. You know what I'm saying, to side with Liv, or maybe Dom helps her and helps her win the women's world title, and that's what maybe causes a drift between him and Liv even more. You know what I'm saying? I could easily see the briefcase folding into the story with the Judgment Day better than obviously it would with like Jade Cargill, Naomi, Bianca stuff. So yeah, that's my logic. Obviously Roxanne is my favorite, but I didn't just pick her because she's my favorite. I see a logical kind of reasoning to do that. If Stephanie Vaquer were to win, I feel like she would have to cash in pretty soon because she's a babyface and like they're not going to keep teasing it. You know what I'm saying? The Money in the Bank works way better with a heel than it does a babyface. If it's a babyface, they kind of have to just go for their one.
That's why I picked Naomi, because I can just see her having an incredible run with that.
I love Julia, but I don't see Julia necessarily having the briefcase. And yeah, if Stephanie Vaquer were to win, I don't see them drawing it out. I feel like she would cash in instantly. So that would be cool, but that's something that doesn't happen all the time. It happens every once in a while. So yeah, that's why either Naomi or Roxanne is who I really see winning. So I'm going to go with Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm going
Roxanne Perez. And last but not least, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano. This one was a little divisive for me. And originally, my pick to win this was Seth Rollins because I could easily see a story with the briefcase. He's already had it, so there's already that there. But I could see if he has the briefcase, who's going to stop him? Because he not only has Paul Heyman, but he has Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to kind of help him. So that is who should be my pick and who I kind of foresee possibly winning. But my actual prediction, and this is what I do not want to happen, but I feel like Triple H just cannot help himself. I think El Grande Americano is winning this thing.
That is where you and I agree. I'm more. You have logic behind this. I'm more of a simple man. If I see El Grande Americano on the card, I'm picking El Grande Americano every time.
All right,
that's my logic.
It worked for you at WrestleMania.
It worked for me at WrestleMania. I'm one for one right now with El Grande Americano picks.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I think the gimmick has run its course. I don't like it. I'm kind of over it. But again, I don't think Triple H can help himself here. I think it's gonna happen. But I will say what will be funny and what is a great thing that I could see happening is Chad Gable is already a chicken shit heel, so the Money in the Bank briefcase thing works, right? But easily, I could see this man as Chad Gable going to cash in, having an opportunity to cash in as Chad Gable, and them going, no, you're not the Money in the Bank briefcase winner. El Grande is, and he gets fucked out of an opportunity to win the world title because of the fact that his gimmick that he's trying to hide from the world fucked him over.
Right.
So I can easily see that happening.
It's either that or he does cash in as El Grande Americano, and then he unmasks, and it's like, look at me, I'm talking about
Right.
the world champion.
Right.
Like,
So
something like that.
I can easily see that. I don't
If,
necessarily
if
want
he
to.
if he was Chad Gable in this instance,
Right. Andrade is definitely not winning. No offense, bro.
No, absolutely not. I'm shocked he even made it this far into the tournament.
I kind of, no offense to Andrade because I like Andrade, but I was hoping Carmelo would have made it back in. Because that's one of my guys.
Before El Grande Americano got into this match, I was kind of toying around with the idea of Solo Sikoa winning this match.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Carmelo Hayes because I was like,
No.
if Carmelo Hayes got in here, he would have been one of my.
If
picks.
Carmelo Hayes got in there, he definitely would have been the pick. But like,
'Cause he definitely needs
I was toying
something.
around with the idea of Solo Sikoa winning this thing.
Yeah,
because I think that could put him back into the limelight of like one of the top like guys in the bloodline.
I agree. I can see it happening, and you could also play into having kind of the blood. I mean, Tonga and Tongalore are kind of gone, but you have JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu. They could kind of help him, but you could also tease even though it's not a world title, you could tease Jacob Fatu being like, you better not cash in on me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I can see it. I don't see
good stuff they could do with that.
I don't see Penta winning. He's on a roll. I love Penta, but he doesn't need it. LA Knight. It would, a year ago, 2 years ago, it would have been his moment, but not anymore. He's just kind of there.
Honest to God, I think I want him to win the least out of everybody in this match.
Which is funny because, as I say, his time has kind of passed for that. This year is going to be the year he wins it.
Right, exactly. He's going to win it this year, and it's like, I'm not going to care.
Right.
Like, his fad is over.
Right.
To me,
so,
at least.
El Grande Americano is going to be my prediction, but I could easily see Solo or Seth Rollins also winning. So
El Grande Americano is also my pick. I just love the guy.
But I also think this match is also going to be good. I would imagine you have a couple people in here that can maybe get involved. You have the Bloodline that can get involved. You also have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed that can get involved. So I definitely expect some high spots in both of these matches, but maybe some cool, fun run-ins in the men's one for sure.
Chad Gable could come out.
Maybe even the women's one. Yeah, maybe even the women's one. The women's one, if Roxanne isn't going to win, I could see Liv, Dom, Finn all kind of getting involved, and that's how she gets kind of taken out of the match. Maybe Liv screws her over or something like that. So, yeah, my predictions, Becky Lynch, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Roxanne Perez, El Grande Americano. Theo?
My picks, Lyra leaving with the championship, Becky Lynch winning by disqualification, John Cena, Logan Paul winning the tag match, Naomi winning the Money in the Bank for the women's, and then for the men's, El Grande Americana.
There we go. So the title is on the line. Like I said, we will be here at my house watching it. We may be live on TikTok. I'm not 100% sure for Worlds Collide and for Money in the Bank. I'm going to feel it out on the day because it was fun when we did it, but I was also kind of sick. So the last thing I was not enjoying it as much as I could be with TikTok Live. But so we'll feel it out on the day, see how we're feeling. And so check out my TikTok at OTS Bridger on Saturday. If you see the red circle, this is live, then clearly we are live for a watch along. And if we are, come hang out with us. Come drop some comments and some chats. We did it for NXT Stand and Deliver and both nights of WrestleMania. And we had some fun little conversations with people that came in and out and whatnot. So if we are live, come hang out with us. Shout out to WNRN, of course. Check out the Printify. You can find some t-shirts. Also, OTS Project Pro Wrestling Tees. You can find some t-shirts. And yeah, we will see y'all later. I guess we will see y'all after Money in the Bank to see who the next episode of the podcast, episode 23, we will see who has that championship in the room. So yeah, we will see y'all later.
Gracias.